Hi, and welcome to another update from the Homestead on the Hill. The last year has been exceptionally dry, and the effect on our land has been devastating. Recently, however, we've had some good rains, and it has transformed the veld on our farm. Unfortunately, the rains have caused havoc with heavy flooding and much damage in some areas. We've been fortunate, since we have suffered no damage. You can see how green everything is. If you're new here, my name is Hein, and my wife and I are building a homestead on a bare piece of land in South Africa. When we bought the farm, it came with a borehole with a non-functional windmill on it. In update 28, I told the story of fitting a solar well pump replacing the windmill. The 10,000 litre tank, however, has remained unused until now. Our summers are very hot. This summer, we saw several days hitting 42 degrees Celsius or 107 degrees Fahrenheit. So we decided to repurpose the unused water storage tank and use the bottom part to build a splash pool next to our house for those hot afternoons. The tank is fairly heavy, being made of a thick gauge plastic. So I decided to chop it up in sections and transport the sections separately from the borehole location to the homestead, which you can see far in the background against the hill. I used my battery-powered baby grinder with a normal cutting disc to cut the plastic. I found that the cutting disc at high speed melts the plastic and that the cut just welds back together again after the disc has passed, so you have to cut everything at least twice. The inside of the tank was covered with salt and rust from probably decades worth of brackish well water and rust from the windmill rods. We'll see that again later. But at the end, the bottom end was separated and loaded on the back of the little flatbed trailer. The tank is approximately 2.4 meters in diameter, and because there is almost no level ground around our house, I had to prepare a roughly level area for the future swimming pool. Before moving the tank into place, I decided to try and clean the inside, using a scrubbing brush, some detergent and a lot of water. It cleaned up well, although not 100%, but for our purposes, it's perfect. The ground, as mentioned in previous videos, is very rocky, and even though the plastic of the water tank is almost half an inch thick, I did not want to take any chances. So I covered the level area with crusher grit, which is significantly finer than the dirt I covered the level surface with, although not quite as fine as river sand. But it is cheaply available. It's also what I used underneath our water storage tanks against the hill above the house. Then it was time to slide the tank into position. Luckily the tank, or rather swimming pool now, is not too heavy and it slides into place easily. The tank is fitted with a tap on the downhill side, so we can easily drain it when we need to. We filled the pool which now holds about 4,000 liters of water, over a few days and tested it out as soon as we could. I quickly realized that we needed a pump and filter, and I also made some stairs and a small shelf with space for our towels. A leaf skimmer net, or rather a bug skimmer net, and a few pool noodles complete the picture. There are lots of plans for the future, including a small deck around the pool and possibly a heater of some kind to turn it into a hot tub for winter, but that is for much later. In the meantime, we really enjoyed the view from our splash pool this summer. Almost a year ago, I completed the installation of our wood-burning cast iron stove, which we used last winter to heat our house. But as we are now working to finish the inside of the house, I needed to tear down the installation to allow for the planned tiling below and behind the stove. Minette is in charge of all tiling in the house, and this stove backing gave her the opportunity to do her thing. The wall behind the stove is fiber cement board, not drywall, to handle the heat better. With a layer of ceramic tile on top of the cement board, I don't have to worry about a fire hazard due to the radiated heat from the stove or the chimney. The tiling looks fantastic even before finishing the grout. With the grout done and the stove reinstalled, it's exactly what we were hoping for. It really turned out well. And that concludes this update. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.